definitely.
So I understand when you talk about the league coming, playing is everything. Get the girls playing and everything else will fall in line. But that's the quick fix, what they should do first. So then, in the long term, what would you tell them? Because we've had leadership before. Not that we've been doing badly, not really. But there are those things you think, especially when it comes to the conveyor belts, because we must have sources that keep feeding the clubs and then the national team.
Yes.
So I know you hinted on schools and primary schools. That makes much more sense because it is always important to start them young.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think in the long run, they should think about the sustained source of income, because playing alone does not generate income. We need to maintain these athletes. We need to maintain the staff, the coaches, the umpires, the secretariat of the federation. Even the president herself needs to be paid. So we need to have a sustained and stable source of income. Probably they could think of a business. Probably they could think of sponsorship, because sponsorship cannot last forever.
Yeah.
So maybe if we can win 1 or 2 years of sponsorship and then we invest that money somewhere, it could be something that can generate money for a federation.
Yeah.
So that in the near future, if the government cannot provide tickets in time,
There are not sponsors.
yes, there are no sponsors. We
You're
don't
not
have
crying
kids.
foul.
We are not desperate.
Yeah.
Then if that is being thought of by this new federation, I think that will be so good. And then we need to have the structures in ground. We need to have a known structure all over the country that an under 21 must be well scouted and spotted from all districts. We need to have the leagues, the competitions happening in all under ages. Not just waiting for secondary schools, then you pick a team.
Yeah.
Then the corporate clubs, they also need assurance of survival. Why would they participate in the netball league? They need that assurance from the federation. Of course, when you win corporate companies joining you and scholarships are happening internationally for these young ladies, then the corporate companies need to know, why do I still invest in netball? We need to sell this game to the world.
Yeah.
So we need a very well-structured marketing proposal and a strategy so that we can penetrate into the market, because we are seeing netballs, we are seeing a lot of different sports happening, and they are getting income all over the country, and they are surviving in different modes. But as netball, we are not surviving. We don't have a plan to survive. So I think when we have that marketing strategy, we enter into Darling, we enter into the companies that make pads, into
companies that deal in ladies
stuff. Yes.
That understand ladies a bit.
I think we can, then beverages as well.
Yeah.
Then we have so many companies that can help us.
And Ali, before we get into, I want to tap a little bit on your experience coaching the Kenya national team. But before we get into that, you talked about some ladies, now that there was no netball for an entire, getting into basketball and all that. I've seen a couple of those who play both netball and basketball. Margaret Bagala, Farida before she left, Mercy, and many others. But how easy or how hard is it? Because there are times I see them, making moves on the court, and I'm thinking, there's a bit of netball in your head.
Yes.
So when they go back to netball, does it affect them, or is it something very easy?
Well, when they come from basketball, the only challenge you have with them is the footwork. They like to make those running steps. But because their DNA is netball, then you have no problem. Yes. And then the quality of their passes sometimes deteriorates because in basketball they dribble a lot.
Yeah.
So that is something that happens a few days when they come back.
Okay.
But I think basketball gives them more endurance, more power, more speed, more energy. But then the quality of netball, the dodging and flexibility, decision making and passing accuracy gives them the advantage in basketball. Because they are good at defense, zone defense, because basketball play a lot of zone defense. And in netball we play both man-to-man and zone. So you could see the rate at which they are turning over the balls. Be it an attacker, be it a center player, be it a forward. You could see they are doing so well in basketball, which is so hard in netball because we have a lot of pivoting, we have a lot of dodging. So they are very good in confined areas in basketball. They are very good in man-to-man situations. They are just lacking a bit skill of dribbling and having fun with the ball. And then with their shooting accuracy, because there is a board, we don't have a board in netball. You have to be precise, on point. So the shooting accuracy also helps them. So we like the symbiosis, we like the fun, We like that they can go and enjoy the world the other side.
Yeah.
And basketball is more of a corporate, it's more of an established and well marketed, and ladies are always on TV. So we enjoy to see our girls, and then they have that title in netball. That gives us another mileage in netball. So I always go there and watch them, and I see how they are enjoying, how they are cheered, how the fan base is so strong and they are loved. So we love basketball, and we love that we are also penetrating into handball. We love gelling into other sports.
It's important, because sport is sport. Now, let's talk your time with the Kenya national team. How long have you been coaching the Kenya national team?
I started coaching the Kenya national team in 2021.
Okay.
2021 is when I also coached the Ukrainians as the assistant coach, and I was in charge of video analysis and technical aspects. Then, of course, building the strategy they were playing right now that is now ending. But when the new federation came on, there was a restructure in coaching. I think we applied for being the coaches of the national team, and I was given the under 14 men's team, and which does not exist. I had to let down that appointment. And then all of it was a blessing in disguise. Kenya came on and they said they wanted us. It was me and Coach Rashid, because they wanted both of us, and they were like, well, you guys were doing well. We could use you if Uganda doesn't see any importance in you. So we flew to Kenya. We coached them for the first week. We could always coach them, and they fly with different coaching staff. Of course, when they saw it was a bit hard for them, they had to reappoint, to make sure we are appointed officially. Then Coach Rashid became so busy for the national team, and I was always available. He had a secondary school, and of course they decided to take on Mugisha. So since 2021, then officially it was 2023 that they took me as their head coach, and they gave me two huge responsibilities, being a head coach of Kenya men's and Kenya ladies. It's not a joke. And they called me a senior head coach. So even when the national team of under 21 was there, I had to go there and supervise as a senior head coach, and supervise, giving a few tactics, giving inspirations to the young ones, and of course share tactics with the coaches.
That's so much experience you're garnering in a really short time, at a very fast speed. Coach Ali, there is plenty that we can talk about, considering all the titles you have, all the experience you have. There is just so much that we can delve into. And I think I really want to have this conversation. But we are counting down to the end of 2024. 2025 is around the corner. We have new leadership. I am hoping they're thinking about the league resuming as soon as possible. In your lane, what do you envision for netball in the country come 2025? Yeah,
we hope that, the national team will have more training time. The coaches will not have a lot of trouble selecting who is fit and who is not. We hope by next year, as early as January or Feb, we have the tournaments running from the federation. We hope that because it's a Commonwealth, we hope that we be able to qualify for Commonwealth. We are already in the Commonwealth positions, but when we go to Glasgow, we hope we can play much better. We have a few test series coming for the international scenes. We hope we can do better against England and South Africa again, because we are going back to play them in March. We hope that the leagues down here can also be good. We hope to have East Africa in May in Zanzibar. We hope maybe it can also be a success. We hope that we can keep running and have everything moving smoothly.
Coach Ali, thank you also. Thank you so much for your time.
Welcome.
You're such a busy man, considering all you have to do, and I'll keep talking about the titles because it's a whole list. So thank you so much for sparing some time to speak to us about netball. We'll keep coming back to you because the conversation never stops. Considering 2025 is expected to be a big year for the world of netball. That was Coach Ali Mugisha'. So many things. I'll not even try because I don't want to blunder with any of the titles. But that was it for today's edition.